Yo, what up, y'all? I want to talk about this thing that's going on with the Fresh and Fit broadcast. Well, Fresh and Fit podcast. Now, you all know the story by now. No need to get into the particulars. Um, but there were a few angles that I wanted to approach when it comes to this situation. All right, number one, Fresh CEO. His situation, number one, spits directly in the face of the Passport Bros movement. You see, the Passport Bros mission statement is to get out of the westernized world and go overseas to find yourself a good woman, to leave westernized women alone. Well, you got this situation with Fresh CEO where he winds up getting with this Chinese woman. She's not from the westernized world. But what winds up happening is that she claims to have gotten pregnant by this guy. So people are saying that she's trying to baby trap him. It's all about money. They also came out saying that the woman is an escort and that she's some type of criminal. She tried to steal money from a former employer or something like that. But in the beginning, they were speaking on this woman like she is the best thing since sliced bread. But you see, the thing is, when you look at this situation and you look at what they're saying about the woman now, the same traits and the same behaviors that the so-called passport bros are trying to get away from when they're going overseas to find a woman. Well, you got this woman from overseas that are displaying the same traits and the same behaviors that this so-called evil westernized woman displays that the passport bros are running away from. So this situation directly spits in the face of their mission statement, okay? That's number one. Number two, I did a video where I talked about how this whole high value man topic is nonsense. The narrative that a high value man isn't going to get with this type of woman, a high value man ain't going to put up with this and go through that. I said it in that previous video. My entire life, all I've heard about is these so-called high value men going out like suckers. From all professions, from all industries, you name it. CEOs, actors, politicians, pastors, doctors, lawyers, you name it. Since I was a child, all I've heard is stories about these guys just ruining their lives and ruining their careers because they messed around with some woman that they knew they shouldn't have had anything to do with in the first place. So you got this thing with Fresh CEO, right? I guess he would be considered a high value man. I guess. You know, he's supposedly making a bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? He's real famous. He's a real famous personality here on social media. So, you know what I'm saying? The guy, he claims to have been with over 1,000 women. So I guess he would be considered a high value man, right? I mean, this guy said he's been with over 1,000 women, but I'm looking like, damn, you still haven't learned nothing? Because he winds up finding himself in this situation. Supposedly, this woman is pregnant for him. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly, he bought her these expensive gifts. He even introduced this woman to his family. There's a picture circulating where it's him, her, and I guess that's his mom's on the picture. So you got a situation where you got this so-called high-value man introducing this escort to his family. And now he's in a situation where this woman is claiming that she's about to have his child. And people are saying that it's about the money. But hold up, I thought a high-value man wouldn't go for this and that type of woman. I thought a high-value man isn't going to allow himself to go through these type of things. You know, on the Fresh and Fit podcast, they're always talking about being smart, knowing what you're doing, not falling for the okie doke when it comes to these women. And we turn around and we wind up having this situation where this guy Fresh uh, is basically looking like a fool. So, like I said, the whole high value man narrative, the whole high value man topic, it's been nonsense from the get go. All right. And finally, I want to talk about the followers, the fanatics of the Fresh and Fit podcast. This army of guys that find themselves in their comment sections and their chat rooms nightly, swearing to God that these guys are speaking nothing but the gospel. But here we go with a situation where this guy, Fresh CEO, is basically being exposed for not living by the words that he preached. And, we've seen this a million times, all right, over and over again, okay? The thing is, Fresh CEO being exposed in this fashion is not the first time, and it won't be the last. He's just the flavor of the week. Next week, it'll be another one of these big time personalities being exposed as not living by what they preach. But when these types of things go down, what do we wind up seeing afterwards? We wind up seeing their fans and their followers in these comment sections. Oh, he let me down. I'm disappointed. These people, they come to social media and they fall for the sleights of hand. They fall for the smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? I've said it for a very long time. This social media thing should never be taken seriously. Look at it as 99% entertainment and 1% other. I've said that for a very long time. And this situation is just proving me right. Another situation with one of these big time personalities being exposed as not living by what they preach, and their followers are walking around with egg on their face right now. You know what I'm saying? They're disappointed. They've been let down by somebody that they've never met in real life. You don't know a hair on this person's head in real life, but you're coming to social media swearing up and down that they're the truth. Like I said, we've seen it a million times before in the past, and we'll see it again. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts. Y'all leave y'all comments below, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.